I have decided to do one more Mendiola episode prior to going into the Asian Nations Cup with the Philippines. And we are doing it today because we are on January 1st, 2027. We are at the turn of the year, and we're going to treat this episode as a little State of the Union address to get you all caught up on the kind of behind the scenes of everything that's happening with Mendiola. We brought in some new signings as well. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about some plans for the future. And then looking at the schedule here, we have one more match. And then we go on a 3-week break because of the Asian Cup. So we're going to play this match against Maharlika Manila as well, where you all are going to get to see the new signings in action. And then we can look forward to another international tournament with the Philippines. So first up, let's talk contract situations. We are at the turn of the year, which means that we need to start thinking about renewing contracts for next year. We are 6 months away from players' contracts expiring, which means that we can sign players on pre-contract deals to come to us in the summer. And we need to start thinking about who we're re-signing for next year and who we're going to end up letting go. So I've kind of done all of that already. There's a few players that I'm still thinking about that I will consider probably through the end of the year before deciding whether or not to make that contract offer. But I'm going to show you guys who I've already decided we're re-signing. So first up is Berkabar CeCe. He has been absolutely brilliant this year. He has 14 goals in 4 appearances. And actually, if we go back to the schedule here, I guess I should update you all on the schedule. After we beat Adelaide United, after that, I think our players got complacent and we lost to United City away 2-0. It is our first loss of the season. Admittedly, though, looking at the PFL, it hasn't really affected us. We are still dominating the league. United City haven't been great after that. They lost to us twice, but they also lost to Stallion and they had a draw against Kaya as well. So they haven't been doing great, which means that we have an 11-point buffer on United City, a 10-point buffer on Kaya. We're running away with the PFL. We don't need to be worried about that. But back to Berkabar CeCe. The players came back and were brilliant afterwards. CeCe with 2 goals in a win against Kaya. Then we defeated DHC 8-1 away from home. CeCe got 4 goals. Kainoa Bailey got 3 goals. We've been absolutely brilliant. So given his great run of form, he's got 14 goals in 14 appearances. He's the top scorer in the league. He has 24 goals this season. I actually didn't know if I wanted to re-sign CeCe because he's 33 years old. You can see those physicals starting to decline, and I was worried about him. And I think we had to offer him a 2-year contract. But I think with how good he's doing this year, and he's got really good leadership, so he could be a captain. I just think that eventually, I mean, if we wanted to get rid of him, we probably could. But I wanted to keep CeCe around. He is one of the players, as you guys can see here. We have offered him a new contract. So hopefully he'll re-sign and we'll have a top goal scorer again for at least another year. After CeCe, it was a no-brainer to sign Lawali to a new contract. As you can see here, we've offered him a new contract as well. He's going to be on the exact same salary. We're going to have him through another year. This was a no-brainer. A player that I would have re-signed if it was offered was Nikita Bokarov because, I mean, he doesn't look amazing, but the team is so much better with him. When we haven't had him, we had that loss against United City. He's come back for the last 2 matches. I mean, we've got 12 goals. He brings a lot to the table, a lot creatively, as we can see here. 6 goals, 5 assists. He's a player that I would have loved to re-sign to a new contract, but I'll put it over here. He's actually retiring at the end of the year, which is a little sad, but he will be a scout. If he wants to, I am going to try to get him as a scout because he has a lot of knowledge of a lot of players in and around Asia. And we can see here he's got knowledge of tons of countries. If you can see that, I don't know if my face blocks it, but you can see it here. Even though his judging player ability and potential isn't great, I will be looking to sign him as a scout once he retires. After that, a player we definitely want to sign because he's Filipino. He can play in the middle of the park. Looking at his stats, absolutely brilliant this year. 5 goals, 5 assists. He's done really well on set pieces. He's got that 11 free kick taking. Is Kevin Kempter, and he only wants to be an emergency backup. Like, he really doesn't care if he plays, but he's wonderful. We're offered him a new contract. Hopefully, he'll be resigning as well. I think he's a really solid player. After that, one of the stars of this season, it was a no-brainer to offer a new contract to Kainoa Bailey, as we can see here. He's going to be on the exact same deal he is now for 1 or 2 more years. Looking at his stats this season, 6 goals, 6 assists, 7.55 overall rating, and he's been great in continental competition, 2 goals in 5 matches. He's been good in the league, good in the cup. I Honestly, when we signed Kainoa Bailey, he was one of the last players that I signed, and I wasn't honestly sure about him. But Kainoa Bailey has showed up huge. I'm super happy to have him in the squad. No brainer to resign. And the last player I've offered a new contract to is Justin Boss. We need Filipino defenders who are good. He is a good Filipino defender, decent pace, good jumping reach, good technical attributes for a central defender. He hasn't lit up the league as far as we had him this year, but he's only played 6 matches. We haven't had him for long because, of course, he was with the Filipino squad for the Southeast Asian Championship, so he missed a number of games. But we need a really solid center back, especially for continental competition. Justin Bass is that guy, so we have re-signed him as well. So those are all the players we have re-signed. There's a number of players that admittedly I don't know if I'm going to re-sign now. And if we can look at those players, looking at players who are expiring on 6/30/2027, Matthew Nieras is 33 years old. I'm not going to re-sign him. I just don't think it's worth it. He's 33. He's going to get worse. We are not signing Juan Song, a player who we really like, but we've just overpaid for. He's on £700 per week. He's one of our highest earners, and he's not playing often enough for me to justify it. If he was on like £250 per week, we would do it, but he's on £700 per week. He's not going to resign. We re-got Kenneth James. I might resign him. I haven't decided yet. He's cheap. He's kind of an emergency backup goalkeeper, but we also have Joyel, so we'll see there. We will not resign Conan Kofi. We will not resign Atay Jumashev because he is on £900 per week, and he has it like in the first season. He was so good, 7.23 overall rating. He was getting assists all the time. But this season, he hasn't been as good. He's played a lot of games too, but even when Bokarov is out, Jumashev just wasn't playing good enough. As much as I like him, I think we're going to need to release him, and he's on too much money for me to justify keeping him. So he's going to be gone. He's kind of in a similar relationship to Wan Song, and that they're just too high of earners, and I need to let them go once the season ends. And the final ones that I'm unsure about, Dennis Chung and Julian Matthews, because they're both fullbacks. They're both solid. Dennis Chung is 25 years old, and I'm more inclined to re-sign him. He's just on a little bit more wage than I really want to give him, so I want to wait it out a little bit longer. I'll offer him a new contract closer to the end of his contract end date because I think his contract demands will be a little bit lower. He's done well when we've played him. He's also played pretty much every game in continental competition. I like him. I just want the wage demands to be a little bit lower. The other one is Julian Matthews, who I have explored giving a new contract to, but he wants to be a player coach, which I'm not a huge fan of because I don't know how it works. We don't have spots for a new coach, but he's a good player. He's done well for us this year, but he's 32 years old. So I'm just a little iffy on him because I think we might be able to bring in better Filipino players. In particular, I'm looking at signing John Lucero, who I would be happy to put in a bid for at the end of the season and the beginning of next season. He's currently at Kaya, but he really impressed me during the Southeast Asian Championships for the Philippines. I think he's a little bit of an upgrade from Julian Matthews, and he's also 23 years old with a little bit more potential to hit. So I think he could be the guy that I go for in the event that I don't re-sign Matthews. And now I realize the final play here is Terrence Linatuk. He's definitely going to leave. We haven't really used him. He's played in 3 matches. He hasn't been great. We've barely played him. He is almost definitely going to leave the club. We'll be looking for a new forward Filipino player. But that was the contract situations, the state of the union on that. But let's talk new signings. We have signed 4 players. 3 that we had in the summer and then now are finally joining us because their contracts have ended. And 1 player who we've signed on a loan whose contract is ending, and we will be getting them on a permanent deal during the summer. Let me go through those players. The first player is 19-year-old Brazilian Celso Jung. I think these three Brazilians I'm about to show you, they are the first real sort of wonder kids of the Mendiola FC save. This guy is 19 years old, 4-star current ability, potential ability 5-star, and he is absolutely brilliant, both for his age, but he's going to continue to get better. He has decent dribbling, but great finishing and first touch for this level. He's got pretty good jumping reach and heading, which we're looking for, but he has really nice physicals. They're kind of on par with Berkabar CeCe, and he's only going to get better. And the nice thing is, when we look at the coach report here, nothing bad in theirs. We don't see a hates big matches. We don't see an inconsistent player. We have a good coach report here. We've got a good profile of a player. We have a really solid young forward. And the nice thing is we have him until 2030, and we have a little optional contract extension for 3 years. We could theoretically have this guy for the next 6 seasons. Next up, a little bit of a problem area for us this season, as in it's just not been quite as good as our other positions as left back. That is because we have signed new Brazilian left back Piero Honorio. 4-star player, he's 18 years old. I guess he doesn't have a whole lot of potential to get to, but that's okay because he is a phenomenal player. Mentally, he is absolutely brilliant. He's decent. He's got decent marking, decent tackling, decent crossing, and decent physicals. But the only worry about him maybe is that he has a fickle personality, but I don't think that's that bad, all things considered. But he is on a cheap wage. We have him until 2029 with, again, that 3-year optional contract extension. And he, again, if we look at the coach report, we don't see anything bad here. We don't see a hates big matches. He's just a little inconsistent, but he's not uber inconsistent. But he is a star player for the Philippines Football League. We're really excited to have him. He is going to be a huge upgrade at the position. And our final sort of Brazilian wonder kid is Valber Ferroso, 18-year-old Brazilian. We have him until 2030, and just the same, we got that optional 3-year contract extension. He's absolutely nuts, and it's super cheap. This is a super cheap wage, but this guy I love. This guy's amazing. Fairly professional personality, which means he will continue to develop. Looking at the coach report again, nothing too bad here. Star player. He's a consistent performer. We don't see anything about the important matches, so he doesn't hate them. But this guy is brilliant. He has pretty good technicals for a center back, decent heading, decent marking, decent tackling. Really, really great mentals. And physically, he's wonderful. 15 jumping reach, 13 stamina, 9 strength. And this is only going to get better because he's fairly professional and he's only 18 years old. We have 3 Brazilian wonder kids to go with Josue, who we are really excited about. We will slot them straight into the starting lineup. But the last player that we have signed is actually a player that I'm pretty excited about. Carlos Carrion. He is a 20-year-old Filipino who we got from Abro, who is in the lower Spanish leagues. And this is a player who we're really excited about. We've signed him on an initial loan, but we did offer him a contract and we approached to sign him because he's 6 months to the end of his contract. So he will be coming to us in the summer. As you guys can see here, he's currently on loan, but is joining permanently on July 1st, 2027. And I like the look of him. So he's only like a 2-star rated player, but I think he's probably better than his star rating. He has really good technical attributes. We see good first touch, good long shots, decent passing, good technique. He's also very solid mentally. The only thing that's kind of bad is concentration, but otherwise he's got really good attributes. And he's okay physically. He's not great. But I see him as the long-term successor to Kevin Kempter, kind of in that position. I'm going to retrain him to play this position here. He'll probably be kind of a box-to-box. We'll try to get that stamina a little bit up, but if we can get him to be kind of a box-to-box type midfielder, he's going to be really good. If not, he may end up being more of an advanced playmaker or a deep-lying playmaker. But this is a really well-rounded player. At the very least, he's going to give us a ton of depth, a lot of Filipino depth for continental competition. So I really like him. I think he's going to be really solid, and we've signed him to a fairly cheap contract. He's only 20. He's going to get better. He's a player I'm really excited to have. And we actually found him through the Filipino national team. So it's one of those benefits to us having the Filipino head coaching job. But all right, that is the state of the union on the club right now. Those are the players we're releasing. Again, we're releasing players like Jumasev and Wansong, who are just on too high of a salary. We've offered a number of new contracts, and we've brought in some exciting new players. Dare I say, for this level, we've brought in some wonder kids. I mean, I think we now have 4 Brazilian players, all with good potential. I mean, dare I say it, we've got some Brazilian wonder kids at the club, and maybe this is the first time we can really say that. So, with that in mind, we are going to play Maharlika Manila in this episode. I will continue forward to tomorrow, but we'll just go right into the game. But this is the team that's going to be starting. We're playing a 4-4-2 because I want CeCe and I want Celso Jung in the team together. I want both of them to play. We've got Bokarov and Bailey, Josue in the middle, and then we have our new signings, Honorio and Ferroso in the back. The only new signing that's not playing is Carlos Carrion. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see this because my head might be blocking it. It is. But he is currently with the Philippines national team because I have included him in the Asian Cup squad. So he's with the international side, so he won't be playing in this match. So we'll see his debut much later. But otherwise, this is going to be the team, a number of new signings playing against Maharlika Manila. I wanted you all to be able to see those debuts. So we're going to do that today, and then we'll talk about what the next episodes will have in store. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to go straight into the match, and I will see you all there. We are throwing it back to kind of the 4-4-2 or 4-2-4 formation that we used to use in probably like season 2. So a little bit of a throwback formation here. Should be a good match. Hopefully we can come out with the win. Hopefully our new Wonder Kids can have a good game. And that is Dexter Chio from Maharlika Manila. The man who was absolutely brilliant for us in season 1. That is him playing up top for Maharlika Manila. It is cleared upfield. We have won that easily. Second ball won very well by Magno. Butcherov to take it forward. He plays it out wide to Kainoa Bailey. Can we find Celso Jung? Can Kainoa Bailey get in here? Kainoa Bailey shoots, and it will go out for a corner. We got some big heads here. Ferroso's a shout. Jung is a shout. Of course, we have Justin Boston too. So we have people to aim for. CeCe putting it into the box. It does find Ferroso, but he can't score on his debut 4 minutes in. As we move into the 10th minute, CeCe putting it in. He does look for Ferroso, but he can't find him. Goes out to Bailey. He finds CeCe again. He crosses into Honorio. Can he take the shot? Honorio shoots. 2 debutants trying to find the back of the net, but we're not quite there yet. CeCe once again to stick it into the box. He looks for, Justin Boss. What a chance. Honorio with the throw here. He plays it into CeCe. CeCe playing it to Badia. He came on from Magno as Magno got injured. Honorio playing it into Josue. That's a great ball. Celso Jung. Our 3 Wonder Kids have each had a shot to score, and neither of them have been able to find the back of the net. Gosick now to play it forward as he drops the ball and hits it long. As we look for Jung playing it very nicely to Kainoa Bailey. Bailey getting into the box here. He's got inside. I'm surprised he didn't shoot that, but it goes to Butcherov. Butcherov shoots. We've hit the post twice in this game. We just need one to fall in. We have been not very good this game. Bailey swings it in. He finds CeCe. CeCe to Badia. Badia hits it over the bar. It's a good save. We have not played well. I was definitely expecting, I know we're integrating a lot of new players here, but I was expecting significantly better performance. Boss can't score. We're getting chances. We should have a goal by now at least. And Maharlika Manila could throw in a little surprise here. Right at the end of the half, it goes in. Honorio playing it long. He looks for CeCe. Josue winning the ball. Jung knocking it down nicely. Come on, guys. Get something before half here. That's the ball over the top. Nikita Bocharov cutting in. Nikita Bocharov shooting. Nikita Bocharov missing. Come on, lads. It is halftime, and we are playing terribly. We have all the possession, all the XG, and we have just not been able to find the back of the net. We're going to tell them that's unacceptable because we are playing very poorly now. we have people on the bench. We have Garrido, we have Yuslan, we have Lawali, we got Bunde, we got Song. We have players on the bench who can make a difference, and with the way things are going right now, we might need to use them. All right, guys, come on here. Let's put the game to where it should be, as opposed to throwing it directly to the other team and allowing them to attack in the way that they are. But Josue's going to win that easily. Well done, Josue. Can we find the right pass here? That is a great ball in behind the CeCe. Find the cross. Celso Jung has scored on his debut. Our new wonder kid finding the back of the net. This is what we needed in the first half, but we finally have the goal that we're looking for. And it is 1-0, hopefully the first of many goals for our new youngster. All right, here we go. Let's get another one. Let's put the game away. It falls through to CeCe, and CeCe's missed. Here we go. Yuslan hits the wall. That might have been a Kevin Kempter moment, if I'm going to be honest here. But Yuslan to stick it in. He's just come on along with Martin Garrido. But it is played into the near post. Ferroso, our Wonder Kids have both scored. We just need Honorio to find the back of the net. But our two Wonder Kids getting on the score sheet. And now things are feeling a little more comfortable. Maharlika Manila with a chance here, but Badia cleaning it up nicely. Ferroso, who's on the score sheet, playing it to Honorio. Celso Jung to play it into Kainoa Bailey, who's on the left now. He shoots. He hits the post. What a strange game this has been. I mean, there's definitely a chance here that Maharlika Manila could at least get a goal. We've not played this game particularly brilliantly. As he looks to get in, Gosick, and they do get the goal. I mean, it was a decent save, but we're nowhere to be seen. Man, this is a weird game. I feel like we should be winning like 5-0, but it's 2-1. What a strange match. All right, guys, let's finish the match. Let's put it away. Let's do exactly what we need to do. Honorio to the back post. He finds CeCe. Berkabar CeCe scores his 25th goal of the season. Honorio getting an assist. Our Wonder Kids have all been involved. Good stuff. All right, one last chance here. We're into added time. CeCe's in. CeCe plays it to Yuslan. Yuslan shoots. It's easily blocked. If that was the highlight, why was that a highlight? Is it going to be a... Why was that a highlight? All right, one last cross in. It finds Garrido. Garrido shoots. Garrido scores. And there's the comfortable score line we were looking for. Nope. I'm just kidding. It was offsides. And there's another highlight. What is going on with this? This is the strangest game of Football Manager I've seen. All right, there's full time. And one of the strangest games that we've seen. We should have had, I mean, we had 3 XG, but realistically, I feel like we should have had a lot more goals. But fortunately, we got a goal from Ferroso, our Wonder Kid, an assist from Honorio, our new Wonder Kid, Celso Jung finding the back of the net, and Berkabar CeCe putting a characteristically good game in. What a weird match. Well, that victory leaves us feeling pretty comfortable in the Philippines Football League. As you can see here, United City drew DHC 1-1 at home. So we have a 13-point buffer over them. If we actually go here, we have a 13-point buffer over them. We are in no danger of not winning the Philippines Football League. But the nice thing is, if Kaya and United City continue to do well, they will both make Asian Confederations Cup play. So if we win the league, we automatically get into the Asian Champions League group stage. And then the Champions League 2 spot, so to speak, will go to United City and Kaya, which I think would be really good for the reputation of the PFL. So hopefully they're able to keep it up and do well. But otherwise, this is what things are looking like. We're doing pretty well. But that is pretty much everything for this episode. We've gone through the contract situation. We did a little State of the Union. We have introduced some new Brazilian Wonder Kids who I think are going to be phenomenal. But as you can see here, like Celso Jung has 5-star potential. Ayub has 5-star potential. Josue has 5-star potential. Honorio is really good. And Ferroso down here is also really as good as well with 4-star potential. So these players are going to be really good. I think they'll be with us for a long time. I think they'll be a big part of our future. But once again, We won't have any Mendiola matches for another 3 weeks or so. I have scheduled a friendly in there because pretty soon afterwards we will be playing in the Asian Zone semifinal, and I want to make sure that our players are all good there. But looking on the horizon, the next episode will be the Asian Cup. Looking at the schedule, we have one friendly against India. That was the only friendly I could schedule it in to warm up. And then after that, like I'll play that off screen and we'll jump straight into the Asian Cup. We have Kuwait first, and then we have the two really, really difficult matches against Saudi Arabia and Qatar. And hopefully we'll be able to move on from the group. But I will save everything for the big Asian Nations Cup episode. I'll go through the squad that I chose because there's going to be some new names in there. I found some new players who are uncommitted. My scouts have done a great job. So we have some new and maybe unfamiliar faces in the Filipino squad, the players who I think will be able to help us out. And I'll show you all how they fit into the squad, the tactics, so on and so forth. But that is the next episode. That's what's on the horizon. But this wraps up things for Mendiola for at least a couple episodes. So next up, we'll be with the Philippines. So I'll play this friendly off screen and we'll be back for the Asian Nations Cup. I hope you are doing well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye.